Hello everybody, in this video I have a journal with me featuring the November Wonderland Adventure Scrapbook box from Grabie. Full disclosure, I have been sent this box in return for the video, but it's me, so you'll always get my honest opinion. You know I'm a terrible liar. But let's start with an unboxing so you can see the kit contents before we start creating things with it. Oh, and just a little side note, I am at the tail end of a really nasty cold. So if my voice sounds off or anything like that, that is why. Of course, all the links and a discount code and all that kind of thing will be in the description box, so check it out if you're interested, but let's get into it. The box itself, just the holding of the kit, is gorgeous. Beautiful florals on the black, I love it so much, and even the tissue paper, I will be using that in journal spreads. Not in this video, but in the future. I love using pattern tissue paper on things, so keeping that as well. Gotta love it when the packaging is also stuff you can use. So what have we missed? There's a little info booklet with like the kit contents and some other little info and stuff like that. There were 2 ink pads, a black and a sort of brownish mahogany colour, which you'll be able to see in better detail a little bit later on. A full-size sticker book, which is Grabie branded as well, with all these lovely fairy woodland pretty things inside. That beautiful notebook with the texture effect paper inside, I'm completely in love with that. You could just use it as a journal on its own. I'm not going to, just for the simple reason that I have too many journals on the go at once, so I'm just going to rip pages out and use it as like a little paper pack. But obviously, as I said, you could use it as a journal if you wanted to. Then we had the twine, the glitter glue, the wide PET tape with the birds and florals on. And then we have these vellum envelopes. I'm so obsessed with them with the florals on. So pretty. They're each filled with all sorts of lovely different things. The ones with stickers in, like this one at the moment, have so many stickers. Like a proper, get a wedge of stickers in there. And this one, if you're a regular around here, you know I love big stickers, so that was one of my favourite things to open. These cute little stamps, there were those little ephemera sort of frame pieces, and then some more 3D stickers as well. Now, I don't tend to use more 3D things in my journal, but this is technically a scrapbook box, rather than like a specific just for journals box. So those couple of 3D things, like I'm going to play around with some ways to use them, but I wouldn't use them in my journal just for bulky reasons. Then this A5 plastic wallet filled with many things. There were these little laser cut frame sort of things, those really delicate laser cut florals in a little vellum envelope, and then so many pattern papers. Look at all these. There are a ton. So there's these which are about sort of A5 B60 sort of size, and then these laser cut ones as well in the more blue colourway. Some A5 pattern papers as well, and then these gorgeous textured A5 pieces, which I love them so much. There's like this kind of, I don't even know how to describe that. I don't want to say spider web because it sounds negative because it's pink and beautiful, but you get what I mean. Lovely textures to do all sorts of fun things. This is me doing a sneaky photo for Instagram and the YouTube thumbnail. Thought I'd just show you how I set that sort of thing up. Oh, I missed those little gems as well, that kind of dark goldy colour on the pearls as well. Really goes with the whole theme of the box, and I don't think I've missed anything out, but I might have done. As you may have noticed, my journal really lends itself to the theme of this box because it's really my kind of thing, you know, magical, forest, wonderland, mystical. That's really my vibe. So I didn't exactly have much trouble choosing journal pages to start on. So whenever I get new stamps and or ink, I like to test them out first before I put them straight in my journal. So just scrap piece of paper just to see how they go. There's never really a time where I go, oh, that was awful, I'm never using that. So I don't quite know why I do it, but I always do it just in case. Also, especially with new inks, I want to see how the colour works. And what I really like doing with these stamps was doing the, oh, I can't think of, there's a word for it, like secondary stamping. Like you stamp down once to get the majority of the ink on and then you shadow stamp. I don't know. I still have cold brain, clearly. But what I'm really doing here is nothing particularly clever or interesting. I just, when I'm starting with new supplies, with a new kit, anything like that, I like to make a page and just play around with everything, see how everything works, how colours lend to themselves to each other. the first pages are always a bit of a play around. So as I said, there's no like major clevery journally things going on, just me having fun really. And of course me having fun definitely involves using enormous stickers. Another thing I do a lot with really big stickers is chop bits of them off and then use that chopped off bit either somewhere on the same page or save it for another page as well. For gluing these texture pieces, in case you're wondering, a piece like that doesn't have like too many spaces in, I glue it over a scrap piece of paper, so all the leftover glue just gets caught on that scrap piece. For the even more texture pieces, like the ones that have bigger holes, very difficult to use glue, so I tend to staple those instead. So this page is mostly just a lot of layering and stickers really. I did bring in my Stabilo all pencil in black, I think, just to go around a few areas and help them stand out a little bit more. Some of the layers I'd made there were maybe a little bit too close in colour, so just roughly sketching a line around them to separate them so you can see each individual element just helps out with that. I forgot to show you how I glue these really delicate pieces, but I do use one a little bit later on, so you can see how I do it then. And then I bought in a Pigma Micron pen, I can't remember what size, to do some more of that drawing around to help things stand out. And I also went around the edge of the fairy image just to make that stand out a little bit more. And then for the glitter glue, a way I love to use glitter glue is as a way to add glitter to a page without getting glitter everywhere. So I just add a dab of it, a little dot, and then spread it around with my finger. People always making like memes and stuff about like, you're not a real crafter unless you've got glitter everywhere, and they always make me a bit like, because I can't stand having glitter everywhere. Like I can't. It gives me the bleh. So having glitter glue is a great alternative to that. If you can cope with the glue on your finger, of course. If not, you could always use a brush just to move it around, and then you have those lovely glittery highlights. So I'm adding some simple journaling there again with the Pigma Micron, and that's going to be it for that page. As I said, super simple, but I love having a chance to test out the products and see how I vibe with them, I suppose. Now I wanted to work with some of the more 3D elements, so I thought I would do a couple of tags. These tags did come in the kit. Oh, sorry about that. Had to pause for a little coughing fit. But yes, I'm going to do just pretty altered tags because I wanted to play around with some of the more 3D elements. And I think one of the obvious questions I get when I make anything that doesn't go into a journal or a scrapbook or a card is, what do you do with it? And the answer is, I don't necessarily do anything with it. Sometimes it's just nice to create for the sake of creating. Tags like this can be useful to have a load around, and then you can use them as gift tags or just send them in Happy Mail, things like that. Just a nice little thing to make, but you don't have to do anything with it. You can just create for the sake of creating. I really wanted to include, there's in that sticker book some really lovely stickers of, I don't know, figures, people, and I don't use those a lot in my crafting, so I wanted to bring some of those in. As I said, add the 3D sticker and then some of those pearls, did a little doodly border around sort of faux stitched. You saw I added that sort of textured piece. I don't really want to call it textured paper because it's not really, but that textured pink pretty thing. And then just some of that twine for the tag there, which I fold it over a bunch of times, then you have lots of thread coming out the top of the tag, and then obviously you just snip where there's a loop. But then I made one and I felt like it needed a partner, it needed a little twin, so brought out one of the white tags and started to do a sort of similar thing with that, but using some of the other products that I hadn't used yet, like the PET tape. But I wanted to have the tags different but also have them match at the same time, so also bringing in elements that also are on each tag. I'm not making any sense. Stupid cold brain. Now the only thing I use in this video that isn't from the kit, that isn't, you know, like a tool like a pencil or a pen or anything, is I brought in some phrase stickers because when I finished these tags they really needed something else, just that one little thing. So I got one of my phrase sticker books. I've got it here so I can remember the name. It's the Art by Marlene, oh, it just says sticker sheets with quotes. Doesn't seem to be a name, but anyway, I'll link it if I can. But it was that one final thing that was just really, really needed. And I think something like that really just finishes off tags really nicely like that. And I decided to do the twine a little differently on the opposite tag. Don't really know why. I also tried plaiting it just to see how that looked. Looks a bit weird with the one random strand. I might go back and change that. I don't know, just I love playing around. Another cough, sorry. Again, I went in with the glitter glue. Once I'd done it once, I became obsessed with the effect. I really, really love it. Those just little tiny highlights of glitter here and there. Just, yeah, love it. I use silver on one and gold on the other. So again, they're matching, but also kind of opposite. And then with the phrases, just to make them blend into everything, because they look really, really white at the moment, is take a Stabilo all pencil in brown and roughly go over the edges and very lightly over the middle as well. Again, makes them blend in with everything. So these are really simple. They did not take me long at all, but I'm really, really proud of them. Now, because clearly I've had bad luck for the past 2 weeks, my camera cut out after about 17 seconds of filming the next little segment, and you can see I'd already made a lot of this journal page before it cut out. Hopefully what you can see on the screen, like what I have done, doesn't look too complex or anything. It's very similar to the original page where there is just lots of layering with all the various elements, ripping out pages from that notebook I'm obsessed with. I am going to add one of those very intricate pieces there. And as you can see, what I do is I get a glue runner and I lightly dab little bits of the runner on while using a piece of scrap paper behind to collect the extra bits of glue. An alternative is to use a liquid glue and dab tiny pieces on, but my liquid glue has decided to turn into water. And I haven't bought a new one yet, so that's why I didn't do that option this time. I, of course, absolutely had to include one of those beautiful vellum envelopes in one of my pages, so I took out whatever was in that envelope, put it in another one, and I'm going to tip it in. When I add a tip in like this, I will add a hidden layer of double-sided tape underneath the washi tape to make it a lot more secure. I'm adding a few stickers onto it just to personalize it a little bit, and I've used a piece of note paper from, again, that beautiful textured effect notebook that I love so much, because that fit pretty perfectly in that little envelope. Then I wanted some texture on the page, so I cut up that sort of pretty, it's almost a snowy effect, so I might save some for some Christmas projects. Just cut a corner of that. I put some cloud stickers from the sticker book underneath, because without it just looked, you couldn't see the snowy net stuff very well without it. So that's why I put those underneath, and I thought the clouds worked well with the whole theme of the pages. Obviously, the fairy on the right hand side was already in my journal. Again, my journal is like ideal for this kit. In case you're going, where did she come from? And then just adding the date and a little quote to go with some journaling. I kind of have a thing for journaling vertically on pages at the moment. I don't know why, it's just a phase I'm going through. And then that then runs into the journaling that I'm going to add onto that little piece of paper in the vellum envelope. I also at this point wanted to do the same as I did on the first page and just highlight some different areas of my little layered section there, just going like around the laser cut edges and things like that. Nothing complicated, just as I said, it makes it stand out a little bit more. Now, I don't think I added any glitter to this page, but I think I actually might go back and add some, because I think the gold glitter would work really nicely in some of the areas. I don't know, let me know what you think about that. But once I've done this little bit of journaling and put it in the vellum envelope, that is going to be it for this video. So there we go. Thank you so very much for watching. A big thank you to Grabie for letting me try out this box. It's obviously like perfect for my taste, and maybe you guys will love it too. Links will be in the description box and in a pinned comment as well. What are the things that I say? I still have cold brain. Please like this video if you enjoyed. Chat to me down in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, that's going to be it. I am going to go get a lemon sip, and okay, thank you so much again. Bye bye!